People wearing John Cena shirts, booing his ass.
And here comes perhaps his biggest fan. Decked out in old school Cena gear.
That's Ron Cena, baby.
And his opponent from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing in at 220 pounds, R-Truth.
Well, there was an interesting statistic we saw a bit earlier, the fact that R-Truth in his career is 2-1 versus John Cena. Cena, however, beat him with the championship on the line, a capital punishment. But R-Truth said tonight he has one job, and that job is to beat hustle, loyalty, and respect back into his hero, John Cena, tonight.
Fuck off! Fuck off! Just F-U-C-K-O-F-F, fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Just F-U-C-K-Y-O-U, fuck off! Sucker, you're a sucker. You've been sucker by assholes and liars. You're a liar. You're so tired, so kindly just fuck off. Fuck off. Just F-U-C-K-O-F-F, fuck off. Stupid. You're so stupid.
Live from the Minute Studios for Sunday, May 25th, Memorial Day weekend, 2025. I'm Mike.
I'm Christian.
And I'm the Bar Heaper right now. You've been for the Generation Evolution. Just wondering to tell me he's not feeling well today. So if he's a little bit quieter today and we move a little faster today, that is why.
Yeah.
So this is warning for that. Now, anyway, I'd like to thank Green Day. They released their newest album with some bonus tracks, and this is one of the bonus tracks I could not resist opening up the show with the song that literally popped up on my Spotify, "Fuck Off" by Green Day. I cannot resist it today.
This song is for today's economy.
I love it. Love this. So, and also we had a little bit of R-Truth being Ron Cena from Saturday night's main event.
That was amazing.
That match was way too entertaining. That was way too much fun. So. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. We were originally going to do something on TikTok today, but I just don't have the capacity to figure that out today. But I do have the ability to, so eventually we will be live on TikTok. I'm just not going to do that today. So anyway, outside of not feeling 100% well, how are you doing today? Sorry, bad timing. Or look at the screen.
I was about to say.
It was bad timing. It was bad timing on my part.
Good, I guess. I was comfy.
And it's a little chilly. It's a little chilly here in the studio. It's a little chilly today.
My legs don't feel anything. Plot twist, everyone. I'm wearing shorts.
Shorts and a hoodie.
Shorts and a hoodie.
It's not the most teenager. It's not the most teenager thing ever. No. You know what's funny? You laugh, but I remember during the Olympics, there was a thing during the Olympics where obviously the broadcasters, they don't have to wear pants because they just see up. And they were in Atlanta. I think it was Atlanta, and there was some big thing that happened, and they were live on the air, and I think it was Dan Patrick was wearing a nice suit, and I think it was like I forgot what happened. I forgot it was a shooting or something, and he had to run off live on TV, and he's wearing fucking Hawaiian shorts.
That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful.
It's one of the funniest moments ever. Like it's one of those moments like, wait, what happened here?
That is absolutely.
So, trust me, I get it. It's a joke that people always joke about when it comes to doing live broadcasts. You don't know what people are wearing,
or just YouTube videos in general. When it's just the top half of the person.
True.
They could be in underwear for God's sake.
You know what? It wouldn't even. You would never know. You would never know. I admittedly did some live broadcasts when the Blick Nostalgia did in the summer without pants on. I admittedly did that because it was hot and I needed to.
You should buy the Jewel cooler.
So
you plug it into.
We don't have advertising here.
So no, it's a dumb invention. And so what you do, you plug it into an AC adapter and you put it up your pant leg, and it's beautiful for your jewels.
Christ. Hi, anybody that's watching us live. So who's just comment? comment on here if you want to. Go for it. We'll pop it up on the screen. Apparently, there's a new feature on how to put things on the screen, so we'll see how that works, or on YouTube and on Facebook. So anyway, I don't even have much of a run sheet today. Oh, I forgot to take this off the screen. We don't have much of a run sheet today because honestly, we're just going to do a pay-per-view preview in a few minutes. But we have a couple of things from WWE World I want to bring up. First of all, apparently the Instagram stream isn't working. Oh well, sorry. First of all, on SmackDown, we had a tag team title match in the main event of the show, and it was a great match. It was Fraxium versus Profits. And it was actually, I literally looked at your mother at one point, like, Fraxium's gonna win the titles, aren't they? They're gonna win the titles. Like, I was convinced they were gonna win the titles. Well, obviously, they did not win the titles because the match ended with the Wyatt Six showing up and attacking everybody.
Well, before they attacked everyone, when they showed up, Montez Ford did the beautiful thing.
Yeah, that was the side of the cross. That was absolutely amazing.
Just amazing.
And then they had they showed up and they attacked everybody
For fun.
No, it was for fun, and they say we're back. And poor Johnny ended up taking both people finishers, which is hysterical.
Johnny, when it comes to beatdowns, he cannot catch a fucking break.
No, he cannot.
He's always the one that takes the blunt of the attack.
Yeah. So Instagram Live is down today, so they're not working today. So anyway, I usually see people watching us live. So if you're watching live, please comment along with us. But anyway, the Wyatt Six, but it was Bray Wyatt's birthday. It would have been his 38th birthday. They brought out a cake instead of lantern to celebrate. And that's how. And this visual on the screen, you're looking at is literally how he ended the show on Friday night. And yeah,
like I said, the present was beating the shit out of people, and this was the actual cake.
Yeah, it was. So that was a cool moment.
Love it. The cake looks so like
it's
black
weird.
wedding.
It is. It is really. And it's weird with their visuals to have that cake in the ring. It's really strange.
just no one step on it, or so help me God, because that looks yummy as fuck.
Yeah, but that's how we went off the air on Friday night.
What kind of cake do you think it is?
Probably it's a chocolate cake. It's probably nothing crazy because it looks like a chocolate cake. It looks like a chocolate cake. I wouldn't mind a chocolate mousse on top too. It would have been beautiful. Sorry, it's early in the morning. We're talking cake. We're talking cake.
You know what they should have done? They should have put a little lantern on top of it instead of the candle.
See, I like the candle instead of the lantern because of the importance. Because no one would know what was going on. The candles would got everyone to pay attention to what it was. You know what I mean? It was what got my attention. The candles what got my attention. Like, is that a cake? And then it's all done. I was like, oh, it's a cake. It is a cake.
Who grabbed the cake? Who had
Nikki. Nikki grabbed it.
Fair enough.
Nikki grabbed it because I saw her do something. We didn't know what she was doing. And then she went to grab something. And all of a sudden, they zoom back in. They have a cake. I'm like, oh, Nikki got the cake. Nikki grabbed the cake. That's what happened.
So, from him, happy late birthday to Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda.
Yes. So Saturday's main event was last night, and I gotta admit, this is actually the best Saturday Night's main event since they started this new format. I really enjoyed it. My favorite part of Saturday Night's main event is going online, especially if something big happens. They need to find a photo for the show, which I'll have in a minute, and seeing people online complaining about commercials. It is my favorite thing. This is literally my favorite thing to do.
I mean, half the time it's the same fucking commercial over and over.
Oh, it's not even that though. You're on NBC. TKO does not control the commercials on NBC. People don't understand the logic here. They don't get it. And also, you should be happy because NBC said you can't have advertising in the ring. So there was no advertising in the ring. So you should be happy.
Did they have the Prime hydration?
I didn't look for it, so I can't even tell you. I problem is that's kind of blended into the set now that I haven't even. I don't notice it in Saudi Arabia. That's the only time I don't notice it.
Why is that?
I have no idea. I just noticed it. Every time I'm in Saudi Arabia, it's not there.
Saudi Arabia hates Prime confirmed.
Or they just don't want to bring it with them because it's a big pain in the ass to set up. They don't want to travel with it. But it's only Saudi Arabia because I noticed it in all the other international places they go. You know what I mean? So
if it's like the game, it's collapsible as fuck. It's easy to break.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not in charge of their setup.
I was going for the.
I'm not in charge of their setup. So Instagram Live's down. So I'm just closing the computer. That's one that I had open. Anyway, so anyway, the big thing that came out of Saturday Night's main event, besides the main event scene, which was weird. That was the weirdest 3 minutes I've experienced in a long, long time. Was the opening match, which had a new member added to the Paul Heyman group.
That's the group. That's the technical term right now.
I'm still going with the I'm still going with the New Heyman family, but they're not calling it that. So, and we have the return, surprising. This surprised everybody. The return of Bronson Reed. I have to.
Big
Somebody
Bronson
fucking.
Reed.
Somebody fucking. No, they didn't call him Bronson Reed. They didn't even call him Bring Bronson.
Oh no,
Reed.
I think some they did what like.
Well, we'll see.
they
We'll
switched.
see if Paul calls him that.
Okay.
Because if Paul doesn't call him that, I'm not calling him that anymore.
I know.
I'm not calling him that anymore.
But yeah, the commentators. I think Pat called him big, and then what was the third one on the commentary team?
It was just that match was just Cole McAfee.
Okay.
That's all it was. It was just Cole
But
McAfee.
yeah, I
in that
think
match.
they both called him Big Brunson Reed.
That was a hell of a return. That was one hell of a
After
return.
he, for his size, jumped over the barricade, and then ran Punk through the barricade.
Yeah, I thought that was a hell of a fucking.
He ran like he was what was his legs?
Yeah.
And
He broke both of his ankles.
and the same guy is start booking it down the side of
The
the
fact that he jumped over the barricade made it for me. For me. But
and then like I said, the tag team is now Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, and the world champion is Seth Rollins.
But this is ridiculous. Breaker and Reed is nuts. That's fucking nuts.
and then Paul Heyman for 24/7 champion still.
No, we'll not do that. Heyman's really good manager. Let's leave it that way. We'll just leave it that way, please.
He should win the IC title.
Let's not. Can we not do that? Like, not even joke about that? So, it's a big deal. I'm
But,
enjoying it.
This is legit insane how
But
this group is growing.
Exactly. So I just wanted to throw that out there as something that's going to be important later. It's going to be important later.
It's really a big deal because Bronson Reed's here now.
Literally. The other thing I do want to bring up, I don't have a graphic up because I just didn't find one, is that one of the main events of Money in the Bank now is going to be John Cena and Logan Paul packing against Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. What the fuck is going on? Like, what?
And also, how this match came about was the beautiful 1-minute promo.
That was amazing. I thought that was impressive
And
as
if you
fuck by
noticed,
Cody.
it was starting to close as he was finishing up his sentence.
That was fucking impressive by Cody. I really admit that was
Literally,
pretty fucking
Cody in a minute came down to the ring. No, it was already in the ring. Grabbed the mic, literally said what was going to happen, said he was back in the matter of a minute, and
actually
Drive
more
Mike.
impressive. But in 3 minutes, you had Cena come out, interfere in the match, side with Logan, beat up Jay. Cody comes out, beat up John, helps Jay beat Logan, and then Cody cuts that promo all in 3 minutes. That was amazing.
Beautiful.
Like, that was
literally
absolutely
says he's
incredible.
back, makes the match official, and then as he's finishing up his sentence, the
The credits roll.
credits
are
start
rolling.
rolling,
Yeah,
and I'm like, holy shit.
like the timing of that was
'Cause
absolutely
I
amazing.
think no, Cody heard you what you were saying. Yeah, I got 1 minute, make it quick.
Oh, no, you know, there's producers. We've seen it. We've seen it at SmackDown taping that there are producers there that are yelling the time code at them. So they got to hurry up. So,
I like my answer. It's funnier.
but anyway,
Cody heard you through the TV. Okay, I gotta make this promo quick now.
so before we get on with the pay-per-view preview we have today, while we're still in WWE land, I have a gift for you. I have a gift for you.
Huh?
I have a gift for you. I think that was pretty clear. So I'm going to go to our 2Cam, to the Man to Man Studio 2Cam. And I have a gift for you.
Gift.
Yes, I have a gift for you. And here's some scissors. You can open up the box. Here's scissors. You can open up the box. I always come supplied with
Most of the time.
down here I come with some supplied. You know, this is so you can see you. I move the camera a little bit so you can see you. So for on the audio side, I just handed him a box and he's cutting it open with some scissors because this came in the mail literally a couple days ago. And by the way, I want to note to people listening to this, I ordered this in January.
Wow.
Keep going.
This is it, everyone.
Yeah. Keep in mind, I ordered this in January. When he finally opens his box, I ordered this in January. So I'm opening this box. By the way, the security of this box is nuts. Especially for someone who's not feeling well, it's even worse.
They fucking put like fucking origami this card.
So if you want to show the camera what's in the box, it is the official John Cena farewell pop.
That they were that they were what's the word you're looking for?
Yeah.
You
Hang
could tell I'm sick because I don't know what the hell my English is not Englishing. They were advertising this shit so much when it was first announced,
Yeah, this was. I ordered this. We ordered this for you in January.
and it finally arrived.
It finally showed up last week.
And I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little disappointed.
You can show it to the camera. I can show that camera now.
I'm surprised you can actually see him in there.
There you go.
Did you know, as an actual April Fool's joke, WWE actually announced on Funko Pop that was just an empty
That
box?
was not an April Fool's joke. That was real.
That was real?
That was real. I saw it in stores.
Oh my god.
That was legitimate.
I've
There,
never seen it.
there was a 2-pack. It was John Cena and an Invisible Funko. That was real. That actually happened.
You're fucking kidding.
That actually happened.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just a joke.
I saw it on a shelf at like a Myers once, and I was just looking at the Funko shelf.
You're fucking
Because
kidding.
I always like looking at the Funko shelves whenever we're at Myers. That was in the Funko. I'm taking the scissors back. Taking the scissors back now because I don't trust you with scissors. Or we're live on a broadcast.
Especially
We're
when I'm
live
tired.
on a broadcast.
But no, I just love to see your reaction live in person. Just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
Did
put
you
it on
ever take a
that.
double take?
I didn't think it was real. I thought it was a joke like you did. I legitimately thought it was a joke like you did.
I didn't. I haven't seen it, so I was like, it's probably fake.
It's gonna move over here so you can see the bottom of the screen when I put
But
it up
that
there.
the Funko Pop actually doesn't look half bad.
Yeah, all seriousness, it's actually really
That's,
nice.
I think that's his outfit from the first time.
There's the shirt, yeah. But yeah, this actually came out in January, and we finally have it here. So, hi everybody live. That's watching us live. We have a few people watching live today. It's nice surprise that people watching live.
It's like the goddamn Will Ospreay figure.
Yeah, no one else got that. But here you go. Oh, there's a card inside. There's a card inside. That's pretty cool. No, it's not at all. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, there's a nice. It's a nice. The last time it's done, we should probably put it up on the set. We'll probably put it up on the set because that's nice. No, I thought it was too. That I pulled it. It's actually a card. No,
They're doing everything with.
I'm gonna put this here now. There we go. All right, now we got this. We have a pay-per-view to preview tonight. As we're hearing this tonight, and hopefully the show gets up as fast as possible, so people can hear the preview before the pay-per-view tonight. Is AEW Double or Nothing. If you're looking for our preview of NXT Battleground, we did that on Thursday's show.
What about Triple and All?
What are you talking? Oh, Jesus Christ! So if you're just waiting for people listening, if you're looking for a preview of NXT Battleground, which is also tonight, we did it on Thursday's show with Mark. You can go back and hear that on Thursday's show. But today we are doing Double or Nothing. By the way, I love these weekends with all these shows, but then we have another one coming up in July. There's like one in June and one in July with all these multiple shows. It's gonna be so fucking chaotic.
It's stacked.
So
It's very stacked.
because
for these
July,
podcasts.
because June we have that AAA WWE show in the daytime, and then that night is Money in the Bank. And then that's also Pride weekend for us, so we're going to be doing an earlier show on that Sunday because we have Pride. We're going to be doing the Pride Parade that day, so we're going to be doing the show a little earlier that day. Yep. And then in July we have All In, Saturday Night's Main Event, and Evolution, and NXT. They're doing a TV special on the Tuesday night, all the same week, all the same week. So
That's
a lot
not that
going
bad.
on, a lot going on. So,
Sorry.
but anyway, let's do Double or Nothing tonight. So for those watching, wondering if you're reaching out to me tonight, I'll be watching NXT live and watching Double or Nothing tomorrow on Memorial Day because having the choice of staying up tonight and just watching it tomorrow morning with spoiler free. I chose that. I chose that. So if you're looking for me, do not spoil AEW tonight because I will try and avoid it as much as I possibly can.
Or in kind words, if you're looking for me, fuck.
Well, that goes back to the song they opened
Yeah.
the show with. I should just keep that on the soundboard from now on.
just FUCKOFF.
Fuck off. I love that. Who thought of that? That was brilliant. That was really brilliant.
Whoever thought of this.
I applaud that. So anyway,
There we go.
I think the funny part that when I do the Instagram posts, this is on Instagram, not on Facebook, on Instagram posts. When I do the post, I always put a song up. It's always the intro song. So that's gonna be the intro song for all day. That's gonna be the intro song all day long.
Everyone's gonna be so offended.
I don't give a fuck.
You all can.
Oh, actually, I should set the song up. There we go.
Fuck off.
I want to put that on the soundboard, and Dad's gonna be so fucking confused. He's not here today. He's so confused. Anyway, let's get to the show. We have a bunch of matches to get through. Some matches that probably shouldn't be on pay-per-view, in my opinion. And I'll talk about those when we get there. So this is just my camera a little bit. There we go. We have one pre-show match at the moment. There'll probably be 18 more, but we have one pre-show match announced. And the problem is the pre-show matches usually, when I see pre-show matches, usually like Sammy Guevara or something that are on the pre-show matches. They're actually on the main show today. So that's a nice change of pace.
Finally.
But we have a women's match on the pre-show. And it's Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford taking on Harley Cameron and Anna Jay.
Howdy, Cameron.
And I did not expect Anna Jay and Harley Cameron to have such insane chemistry. They're fucking hysterical together. But there's no way in hell Megan Bayne's losing another match. I can't see Megan Bayne losing, right?
No, Megan Bayne's winning.
All right, so that's the pre-show. Let's go to the main show.
Oh, that was the longest pre-show they ever had.
Well, like I said, there's probably gonna be like 18 more matches involving ROH talent.
I'm gonna be honest. This whole show could just be 25 fucking matches of the same bullshit. I
Well,
don't watch it.
There's a few matches here. I'm wondering why they're on pay-per-view at all.
Fair enough.
There should be there's at least 3 matches on here in the first 4 that could easily headline Dynamite or Collision. Easily.
I was gonna say Rampage, but that should be.
No, but my point is that could help the ratings of Dynamite and Collision by be headline with one of these matches. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? So anyway,
Context for why we all look like that. The dog started barking.
I keep forgetting nobody can hear that because of the microphone. Nobody can hear that. So, okay.
That's why I had to say something.
The Paragon is tagging together for some reason. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong. Adam Cole challenged Don Callis on commentary on Collision and said, pick any 3 of your men to face off. That he picked Yoshi Katesha, Kyle Fletcher, and Josh Alexander.
The Kyle Fletcher?
No.
I think you just said the Kyle Fletcher without trying to. And I'm like, he's the
I think I just
Kyle
paused.
Fletcher.
I think I just paused. But anyway, Yoshi Katesha, Kyle Fletcher, and Josh Alexander.
Kyle Fletcher.
The Don Callis family.
That's where the Doug went. It went to the Doug Kyle Fletcher.
By the way, I didn't realize that I typed this down. I literally just copied it from Wikipedia, and it says the Doug Callis husband with Don Callis. I didn't even realize that until I just read it on the screen.
It says
Really
Takesha,
funny.
Fletcher, Josh. What Josh? I almost said
With Josh Callis.
Okay, I feel a little better now.
I didn't have to wake up on
I
that.
just had to wake up and the medicine kicked in, so
Good.
I'm good. With Josh Calisander,
Anyway,
the Kyle Fletcher.
anywho.
Oh no! Also, what also sold me is for some reason Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly,
I
and
don't understand the Paragon anyway. I don't understand why they renamed themselves.
No, you want to know what it is? It's literally just the Undisputed Era without the Undisputed Era.
Like, I don't understand why they renamed themselves, but here we are.
And that's Undisputed. That's copyright. You can't use that.
But here we are. There's no reason for this match to exist, and this is one of those matches that could very easily hit Lightning Collision. So
Most likely Dynamite, because that would make more sense.
actually, Collision. The Collision was like the Don Callis family home this week. Because if you watch Collision, 3 matches in a row were Don Callis family members, and Don Callis is on commentary for every match, and that's how we ended up here. Because Adam Cole and Don Callis kept arguing on commentary.
I would love to see that. That would be-
Why Adam Cole was on commentary? I don't know. I don't know.
You know what I gotta say? Wasn't Collision made for Punk?
Yes.
God.
And
Wow.
now it's Don Callis' show, practically.
Wow.
Now it's Don Callis'
That's
FTR
a-
show. FTR show.
That's quite sad.
Anyway, Don Callis family with this fight.
Remember when Punk was in AEW?
Can we not talk about that right now? Are you talking about the show in front of us?
Okay.
That was almost like 2 years ago now at this point. Oh,
Shit.
you realize that Punk's been with the company over almost 2 years now, right? But they did WWE almost 2 years now, right? Oh, almost a year and a half at least. At least almost a year and a half already.
Well,
Because this is the second. Because remember, he came back here for WrestleMania last year's Mania. So
Okay, so because of how I'm looking, because of the light, all it says is the Aegon.
anyway, so Don Callis family is winning, right?
Yeah.
Let's be honest here, right? Let's move on. We're talking about this match.
Okay, but the question is who's getting pinned?
With this match, it's pretty much that I always go with Roderick Strong. I always go with Roderick Strong. Sort of like if Don Callis family is losing this match, it's probably going to be Josh Alexander. That's pretty much what this is for.
No, it's gonna be Josh Callis who's gonna take the pin for the
See, would
team.
have been worse if they put Rocky Romero in this match. That Rocky Romero would have been one being pinned automatically. I always joke that the joke in New Japan. Anytime Rocky Romero is in a tag match, he's always the one getting pinned.
unless somehow they win.
No, because he barely ever wins those kind of matches. That's why. Anyway, we have our first title match, and this match was literally thrown together on Dynamite. Again, this match again could main event a Dynamite easily. But I have no problem with being on hate review, mainly because it is Okada. It is the AEW Continental Championship. Kazuchika Okada versus Speedball Mike Bailey.
That doesn't actually seem like a bad
This sounds
match.
like a great match. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
We're gonna see a lot of kicks and shit.
And here's the thing, Okada last week promoting this match was so serious. It was nice change of pace. It was he didn't say bitch. He was so serious. I was like, is the old Okada coming back? Like, what is happening? Is the old Okada? Like, it was interesting to see.
It's gonna be for one night, and right after he's gonna say bitch, 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 bitch,
Well,
bitch, bitch.
what was interesting was, they're setting up Okada Omega probably for all that. You need the more serious Okada to set that up. You really do.
Or what you could do is you could have him still serious, but still call everyone a bitch in the most serious way possible.
Well, I think you need Okada to be Okada. I miss Okada. I missed him.
Whatever this is not Okada.
And I don't even mind if he's a heel. I just need him to be more serious. I think he needs to be more serious and less like the Bucks. But the Bucks don't need that. What I found interesting about this match is that Okada probably said, "I'm not going to be in Anarchy Arena. Just let me defend my title in the match," because he was in blood and guts and it was so uncomfortable. He did not want to be there.
I'm gonna be honest. You could even tell looking at Okada, he did not want to be in that match.
So
at
I
all.
guarantee this is a negotiation with PK. I'll be on a hate review, but I don't want to be in Anarchy in the Arena. But I'll be on the show. I'll defend my title. I have no problem with that. So here we are. And if that was the conversation, I'm 100% okay with that. I'm okay with that on a lot of levels.
And on top of it, we get this kind of a match.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
This
is gonna be fun. Okada's obviously retaining, but it's gonna be a hell of a match, right? All right. So another match that could very easily headline a Dynamite or a Collision, and I don't even know why this is a stipulation match. But we'll go with it.
What the?
It is a stretcher match between Mark Briscoe and Ricochet. Why the stretcher match? I don't know.
Why is this the match in the first place?
Oh, well, they're having a little mini feud on Dynamite, which is fine. But it could have been left on Dynamite. It could have honestly been left on Dynamite, and we could have had this match on Dynamite. But again, why is this a stretcher match? I don't know. Apparently, this is the first ever stretcher match in AEW history.
I'm gonna say something. So who's the guy with the one leg that he was fighting?
Zach Gowen.
My dumbass was to say Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin? You know who Steve Irwin even is?
No.
Steve Irwin was the guy that was crikey. He was the guy that did those nature shows and he got eaten by a crocodile.
I mean,
and his son is actually going to be at the Stars.
Yeah.
Not joking. That's actually a thing. How is that close enough? How is that close enough?
I mean, one's crippled, one's dead. Close enough.
Do you need me to edit around your comments today?
Yes,
What's
please.
going on? What is
No,
going
you know what?
on
Keep it
today?
all in.
What
Keep
is
it
going
all
on
in.
today?
We're keeping it all in.
Anyway, back to this. Why is it such a match? I don't know. Why are we doing this? I don't know. Best part is TK had the perfect built-in excuse. Somebody asked him, "So is this a tribute to Sabu?" Which, if you just said yes, no one would have questioned it. But TK's too honest, and he goes and says, "Well, no, I had a stretcher match in mind, but it's just perfect. I could dedicate it to Sabu." You could just said it was a Sabu tribute match, and nobody would have questioned you.
The thing with him, he's too honest.
So you literally had the opportunity to spin this perfectly, and you didn't do it. But anyway,
for fuck's sakes, TK, you have one job.
Here's an interesting about this match. I'm assuming Ricochet wins, but I'm not sure.
I'm gonna, I would love to see this if it actually happens. A shooting star while Mark Briscoe's on the stretcher.
That'd be interesting. That'd be fun.
All I'm saying is, how the fuck would that even imagine the stretcher legs just give out so they both collapse.
Well, you lock the stretcher. There's four wheels. You lock it.
I don't think anyone's in a shooting star on it though.
Well, yeah, I'm saying you lock it and then it breaks and after you hit it, but at least you lock it first or does it move? That's the answer to your question. To answer your question. But yeah, there's no reason why Mark Briscoe should win. Mark Briscoe does have a pinfall on Ricochet though recently. So that's pretty cool.
So then it would be Ricochet getting his get back then,
Yeah, pretty much. So no, okay.
or
Now-
or you like to call him Ricky.
So the next match is a match that easily could main event Collision. I say this because the entire story has happened on Collision. So if you're not watching Collision, you have no idea what's going on. But they
I'm
try
about to be so confused now.
because they try to talk about this on Dynamite, and the crowd was very confused because all this happened on Collision, and Collision has half the audience at Dynamite. So
Only half people on Dynamite understood.
it is FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dr. Harwood with Stokely versus Daniel Garcia, and Nigel McGuinness.
This is the most random. If you don't know what the fuck's going on,
So let's see if I can
with
try.
Stokely.
Let's try to explain this.
You
FTR
have
turned
fun
heel.
with this.
FTR turned heel. FTR turned heel on Tony Schiavone. Once you go to attack Tony Schiavone, everybody hates you. Completely fair. It's unfair so far, right? Now, Nigel got pissed at FTR. Despite that Nigel and Schiavone go back and forth on commentary. I know Nigel plays the heel commentator a lot of times. Nigel was getting pissed at Stokely and FTR for picking on Schiavone and confronted them, but then said, I'm not wrestling. I'm not going to wrestle. I even apologized on the air saying, I'm not going to do this. But then FTR then went after Nigel on commentary, and here we are. So I like the fact that they're making it like this is this big return from retirement, even though this is like his third match back.
Can we,
The one line though, to Stokely's credit, said, the only thing you've beaten wait, what was the line? The only thing you've beaten worse than your career is hepatitis, which like that's a sore spot for Nigel because that cost him his career. A hepatitis actually cost him his career. So because that actually was why he never got to WWE, was because of that.
oh my God,
That's a low blow.
that is a dick move.
So that's where we are now.
And Danny Garcia's in here.
Well, Danny Garcia is here because you need someone who's a full-time wrestler in this feud. And well, Danny Garcia and FTR were hanging out for a long time, so that actually makes sense.
And also, they did attack. FTR did attack Danny Garcia's friends. It was Daddy Magic and
Well, Danny Maddock apparently is going to be in their corner, apparently, but that's not on Wikipedia.
And then what about
Angelo Parker's too busy being a dad.
That's how they had to write him off so he could be a dad. Real
Yeah,
quick.
he's too busy hanging out with Ruby Riott and being a dad.
Oh, they actually are.
Yeah, they're married and had a kid.
Okay.
They're married and had a kid. So that was all legit. That was all legitimate.
Thank God.
But when she came on the air and said I'm pregnant, that was all legit. And then they got married like that not long afterwards. So they are married with a child now. So that's all legitimate.
That's amazing.
So, but anyway, what do you do here? What do you do in this situation? Because you don't have Nigel lose, but FTR should not lose this match either. So what do you
Okay,
do?
so here you go. Refs down. Stokely hits Nigel with the chair, and then Nigel gets pinned, or to say screw all this, and Danny Garcia gets pinned. But either way, everyone loses in the end, unless there's a cheap win.
Well, I have a feeling that Danny Garcia is here to get pinned. Unfortunately, the former TNT champion.
Yeah, the
pinned.
fucking former TNT champion.
Well, the current TNT champion is in a trios match, and the former one is in a tag match with Nigel.
and then there's gonna be another TNT champion who's gonna be a one-on-one match.
How did this happen? So, all right, what went on?
Ironically, the TNT champion beat the former TNT champion who's in a tag match.
Go figure. Anyway, that's the win. Right, moving on. We have another title match. It is the AEW World Tag Team Championship match.
Fuck, I just like half of this was blocked off. I just had
It is the Hurt Syndicate. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin with MVP,
Shelton Benjamin.
with MVP and MJF versus the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. This is only for the AEW tag, about clarifying that. Versus the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, the Sons of Texas, Justin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara.
Texas.
By the way, why Sammy's not cutting promos on Dynamite, I have no clue. Because on Collision, these two put out a video to talk about why they're called Sons of Texas, which was fantastic. Holy crap, that video was great. Because Dustin's promo on Wednesday was terrible. But the video they put up on Thursday's show was fantastic. And Sammy put over this team like it was the most important thing in the world. Like it was so well done. Like where has that been? It was so cool.
Can we have that back at Dynamite, please? For the
Like,
love of
that
God?
was such a great promo by Sammy.
Dustin can't talk worth a shit.
But that was awful. I don't know what. And by the way, Sorry, I forgot. It's Dustin, you son of a bitch! Rhodes. That's what people are calling him because every promo has to end with, you son of a bitch! Lately. Every single one of them has to end with that lately.
Son of a bitch.
Every promo he's been doing lately on AWTV, somewhere he finds someone to say, you son of a bitch! Not as much as the Outrunners, but still it's there.
Wait, what's the Outrunners do?
The Outrunners, they do that pose thing in the middle of the ring where they shake hands, and the whole crowd goes, you son of a bitch! That actually happens. That's the thing that got over. I don't know why. Anyway.
Plot twist, it's a shout to Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. 5-second pose.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, this match, I don't even know why this match is actually happening.
I'm gonna say that the MJF and MVP win the tag titles.
They're not in the match. They're not in the match.
They're gonna win the entire thing. Not even in the. MVP's gonna wobble.
This is not TNA back in the fucking early 2000s, dude.
MVP's gonna wobble his ass in there, or MVP, and they're gonna collapse on top of Dustin
MVP
Rhodes.
just won a fucking black belt. If I want to watch him out on that one, he just got black belt in judo. He just black belted in judo recently.
That was such a bad joke.
But think about that. He just black belted in judo, so like,
Okay.
he can still go.
So and then the referee is gonna count the pin, and then MVJ.
MPJ. This is why you don't do a podcast while sick. This is why.
MJV. I mean,
No joke isn't working. He can't even do his own joke.
MVF. Wait.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
MJP. I mean, God, you don't screw it. We're going. We're done. I'm done. I can't even make my own joke, and I'm saying.
Right over here. Oh my god. Someone just jumped on live and you're seeing us cackling like yes. Anyway, back to this. I can make that the graphic for the. I can make that part of the graphic. That's just awesome.
MJP, MBJF. What the fuck?
Anyway, back to this match. Back to my actual prediction for this match. I actually think this is where Cedric Alexander finally debuts in AEW, and he actually interferes to help the Hurt Syndicate actually be heels for like a half hour. And
for a half hour.
I say that because they're terrible heels. They're fantastic faces, but they're terrible heels.
But also,
there it is. There it is. There it is.
Jesus Christ.
You okay with that?
My voice just cut out.
Holy fuck. So her Syndicate wins.
Syndicate wins and send it.
Move on, please.
Just gonna move on before I start butchering everyone's fucking name. Go to Mankind.
All right, let's move on. We actually have actual main event matches to talk about.
Finally.
We have an AEW Women's Championship match. Timeless Tony Storm versus Mina Shirakawa, who is now All Elite, by the way. She's officially part of the company now. This is her when she won the number one contendership to win this match. She actually officially All Elite, so that's a big deal. Obviously,
not only did you win the number one contendership, you won a job.
Hey, that's awesome though. That's awesome. Good for her. Like seriously, we got to see her in person. She's a lot better wrestler than we expected. That was her.
Can I say one thing?
Can
Can they do that more? Just offer people. Actually, don't offer people jobs. Half the people you have don't even do shit.
But here we are. This is gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to this. There's no reason to think about Tony, obviously, but this is gonna be a lot.
It could be close. It could be close.
Oh, it's gonna be a really good match. I'm really excited for it. But there's no reason for Tony to no.
Because of the wording. And I know the C stands for champion, but it just looks like C versus Mina Shirakawa.
This is because of how the text turns it out.
Yeah.
Right? I had no control over that.
No, it's supposed to be timeless Tony Storm and then in parentheses C for champion. But because of how it's worded and because of the spacing, it just says champion versus Mina Shirakawa. I'm gonna go with champion's gonna win this.
Okay, well, timeless Tony Storm. All right, moving on. Let's get to the big one, the big match. One of the big matches we have. It is Anarchy in the Arena, and because there's so many people in there, I could have put it on this screen. So I put it on this screen. There we go. Death Riders. It is AEW World Champion John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Maria Shafir, and Wheeler Yuta, and the Young Bucks. Matthew Jackson and Nicholas Jackson versus the AEW International Champion Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, Willow Nightingale, and the AEW Trio Champions, the Ops, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Shibata. And I put extra verses there. I gotta take off. But your thoughts?
The fuck?
Oh, and Gabe Kidd might be involved in here too.
How many fuckers do you need? Crazy. I remember when it was just 5-on-5, not mixed gender, intergender.
I love the fact that it's intergender. By the way. I do love that.
No, I don't love that. But it's just we
There you
don't
go.
need this many people, please.
I just keep naming people. The graphic is absolutely hysterical.
No.
But there's so many people.
Okay, for what made this funnier, out of like behind the scenes, as it was scrolling, he started saying the names. So when it came to Shibata, he completely forgot who was it. So he had to wait for Shibata to come out.
Shibata was there.
And he had to wait for Shibata to show for the stage.
I forgot Shibata was there.
So
Because he hasn't been on TV in a while. I forgot he was there.
So as it was scrolling down, he was starting to say the people's names, and as when it came to Shibata, he was like, "Ooh, okay, Shibata, yeah, I knew that one from a fact."
No, it's the fact that I just forgot. I forgot he was there.
Oh my god, this
But
is.
this match is nuts. Like I said, Gabe Kidd will probably be involved. I hope Hook returns. That would be awesome.
I'm gonna say that the
the scroll at the bottom. There's so many people. There's so many. There's more people in it than we had down. I think for a Royal Rumble last year.
I'm
Like-
gonna say that the don't say anything. I'm gonna say
I have to say something. You're just gonna be
okay, this ain't go any fucking slower for the love of God.
just pick something.
No, I'm trying to make the joke. I forgot what the team name was.
The Ops.
Thank you.
The
You
Ops?
said that.
All you had to do was ask me. It was just
The Ops 2, where it was the Ops plus 2 more. No, Ops 3 plus 3 more. Oh, no, would it be Ops squared?
Ops third. There you go.
No, would it be Ops squared? Because 3 times 3 equals 6. No,
That's again Ops to the third.
I just said 3 times 3 equals 6.
This morning. What is going on today? What is going
This
on
is-
today?
Math class? More like
It's Sunday morning.
Math.
It's the holiday weekend. The holiday weekend, guys. It is the last week of school. So like it's the last week of school for this one. This one finishes school on Friday. So
AEW International Champion Omega Kenny.
okay, anyway, back to,
I wasn't actually
let's
trying.
get back to this match now.
Kenny Omega,
Who's winning
Swerve,
this thing?
Willow, and then the trio shit. I'm gonna have to go with the Ops squared.
I'm gonna go with Ops. I don't want the Death Riders to win this.
They don't need to
I
win.
think here's the thing. Here's the interesting part. I think it was a good call. I think I heard it on .net audio. Here's the best part about this match. You could have somebody pin Mox, and it doesn't have to lead to a world title match because we already have the Necro title match being set in a match on this show. You know what I mean?
Is this the main event?
The main event is no, this is not the main event. I'll explain the main event in a minute.
Okay.
This is not the main event. That was actually announced. This is not the main event of the show.
God, because I am not. Because I know I'm not sitting through. I'm probably gonna join you the next day.
Yeah, on Monday morning.
But I'm gonna say this right now. Thank God this is the main event because they used
And
to
you know
do
what?
that.
Now looking back at this, I'm glad we're watching this on Monday. And I don't have to be exhausted after NXT watching this show. I'm actually happy we're doing it that way.
Like half
honestly.
asleep over here.
Because I'm gonna be so tired as it is. 'Cause I woke up. I actually get up. Not that I get up early, but my body gets up early. So I'm just used to being here for work. I've been up since 6. So like by the time we get through NXT, I'm gonna be fucking tired. So like,
This is gonna be
but anyway, I really hope you can have Omega or Swerve pin Mox.
or
And
Samoa
it
Joe.
works. Yeah, or something like this. Or I also expect Okada to come out and maybe interfere, but not actually be involved in much. Like there's a lot of stuff that can happen.
I
here.
feel like it helped. Like you said, there's 2 women on each woman on each team.
Well, they're also feuding. Like Shafir and Willow are feuding, so it works. And I can see Statlander coming out and helping Willow. I can see that happening. Like there's so many things that can happen. There's so much stuff going on. And if you do it right, this could be such a perfect match if they do it right. Now,
and we're
now,
gonna have
now,
to believe
a
in
little
TK for
advice.
this one.
A little advice, and I said this before with this match. If you pull it off for other matches, you can see how our screen is. We're literally next to each other. We have a 2-shot here, right? You have the ability to go, like if you're watching the NFL Red Zone, they go to like the quad box of cameras. Do that for this. Just go to the quad box. No one's gonna complain because people are gonna be more happy they can see everything.
Like unlike where I remember there was a time where it was Kenny and John on the outside, and there were folks on the ring, and all you hear something break, you come back to it, and one of them went through the fucking light thing.
Yeah, it was. They really have. This is the match.
like,
you have to figure out your cameras.
You could do this so many other times because you could get funny spots, serious spots, cool spots. Just
the
have
Bucks are
more
involved. You know
cameras.
the Bucks are involved. You know there's gonna be something funny here. Like they
Just
are.
have more cameras.
So I agree
That's
with you.
all. We're not asking for a whole goddamn production setup.
Yeah,
just a 4-shot, please.
A quad cam. It'd be perfect. That's all you have to do. It's called a quad cam. They call that NFL Red Zone.
Sorry.
No. I only know that because of NFL Red Zone. If I didn't watch Red Zone, I wouldn't know that. You know what I mean?
What, is that like a 4-shot different thing?
Yeah. They go to the quad cam. They literally go to 4 games at once.
Okay.
That's what it is.
But yeah, you could, or better yet, you could have a camera for each like fighting person. So, like,
exactly.
Like 6 cameras for each like different person.
It'll work. You can pull it off, and no one's gonna argue with you because they get to see everything. I think that was the argument. Like everyone's gonna care because everyone can see everything.
They could see literally everything.
So that's that. We're gonna go. We're obviously going with Op Square to win this. Apparently.
Yeah. Op Square.
So that is that. All right, we have 2 more matches. These are the Owen Hart Memorial Foundation Cup tournament, whatever the fuck we're calling this thing.
That's the.
I literally
term.
copied what was on Wikipedia. So the Owen Hart Foundation Cup tournament final. We're doing with the women's first. It is Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter.
Can you play a song real quick? For Mercedes.
Sorry, I was not prepared for that because I was not looking at my screen. I was not looking at my screen.
No, Mercedes.
Fuck off! Fuck off!
Yeah, this is gonna be something from now on, isn't it? It's gonna be a thing now, isn't it? Anyway,
Just that whole clip. That's all you need.
Monet versus Hayter.
I want Jamie Hayter to win, but I know Dan. Mercedes.
I know. Here's the thing. I know everyone's up Mercedes' ass. I understand that, and everyone is. I get it.
She's not even that good of a wrestler.
People are like, she's the best wrestler in the. I actually heard this. She is one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. I actually heard that in an audio yesterday.
She's not.
But
no offense, she botches half the shit she does.
Mercedes versus the question is, who do you want to face Tony?
Jamie
And
Hayter.
that's the thing.
You know, if it was Jamie Hayter, they could make a callback to when Tony Storm took her out originally. That got Jamie Hayter hurt.
Perfect. There's that. There's also,
But and then Tony Storm would not remember it because it's a whole different person.
very true. Well, no, as we've learned though, timeless Tony Storm does know the history of other Tony Storm because he played other Tony Storm as an actress when she was trying to fool Mariah.
It sounds like you just described a fucking anime to me, but okay.
That's what happened. I literally said what happened.
God,
We played the clip on the show earlier this year. Like, you really been doing it for 6 months, and so much has happened in that amount of time period. We've been doing this less than 6 months, and so much has happened.
I was really expecting you to start describing the High School Musical series to me with this whole bullshit right here.
Yeah, but no, like, think about it. We started the show at the beginning of January. We're not even in June yet, and so much has happened. Like, but anyway, when it comes to quality of match and what they promote, and I understand, I would prefer Jamie. Storyline wise, I'd prefer Jamie. But it's All In. And on the poster for All In, if you're not doing Mercedes versus no, that's not the match I'm talking about. ROH Women's Champion. Athena. If you're not doing that match like everyone wanted, that's how much everyone actually wanted. If you're not doing that, I guess on the poster, Mercedes versus Tony makes more sense on the poster.
But everyone
I hope the match is better than I'm hoping it is in my brain. I'm hoping the match is better.
Hopefully.
Hope Tony can bring the best out of Mercedes and we have a great match. And we'll get to All In July. In about a month in about a month or so, we'll talk about that match officially. But I like the fact that coming out of this, we're going to have 2 matches set for a pay-per-view in July. How crazy is that?
That's
Isn't that cool for AEW? That never happened.
Cool as hell.
For AEW, that never happened, and I love the fact that that's a thing. You know what I mean? So that's number one. And also, it gives me my happiness because we don't do number one contendership matches on pay-per-view that often, and I love when they do. It's one of my favorite things in the world is doing a number one contendership match on pay-per-view. So that's number one. And the main event of the show, as announced on Dynamite this week, main event of the show is the Owen Hart Foundation Cup men's final. Will Ospreay versus Hangman Adam Page. Holy fuck! This is gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. But for starters, here's the joke: who the fuck decides to play Hangman with Adam Page? You always will lose.
I know. He actually seems like a smart man, but actually get the letters first and then. Oh, different Hangman. You're thinking of a different Hangman, aren't you? I'm thinking of the actual game.
No, that's what the saying.
Oh, okay.
That's the joke I'm going for. That's the joke I'm going for.
So, all right.
What did you think I was going
Then
for?
I have no idea. I thought you were literally hanging somebody. I don't know what the hell you were doing. He used to come out with a noose. He used to come out with a noose.
It was
Back in New Japan days, when it was the Bull, he used to come out with a noose. So
hangman.
that's why he was the hangman, because he came out with a noose.
And just hang people after he won.
All right, he never used it, but he always walked out with it. I never understood that.
What made it funnier is he always wore it.
But
and
never
used
actually used it.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Thank God he never used it because that would be controversial as fuck.
Well, you know what? In New Japan, you never know what shit happened in New Japan. So
Fair enough. There was a guy who just carried a lot of dumb shit on him and then just somehow beat who was it?
no clue where you're going with
It
it
was the dumb he was in the G1 that no one thought he was gonna ever win a single
Yano?
match.
Yano?
Yeah, I think.
Yano?
Yeah, and then somehow
Yano takes people to the fucking. Anyway, I'm not talking about that. We'll get to this. We'll get to this. Ospreay, Page. The winner faces Jon Moxley at All In.
Will Ospreay.
We're going Ospreay officially.
We're going
100%.
Ospreay.
100%. Why Ospreay for sure?
He deserves it. He deserves an actual world title shot, and All In is London.
No, that's Double or Nothing.
That's Double or Nothing.
All In is in Texas. This is in Texas.
What? Was All In ever in London?
This year, All In is in Texas. Double or Nothing is in London.
Okay.
They moved it around this year just because they're in a baseball stadium for All In.
Well, it also All In is literally the Will Ospreay show.
Well, All In's also the biggest show of the year for them.
Yeah.
That is their mania. All In is their mania. Like, let's just be comparing things, All In is their mania. So I almost think that Double or Nothing is their SummerSlam, and All In is their mania. I just wish they'd have a fucking consistent month for All In and not move it around the dates all the damn time. Just pick a month.
What was it?
It was in August for a while. Now it's in June. Now it's in July. So like, can we just pick a month?
No,
then again, fucking WWE move Money in the Bank at the end of August next year. So who knows? Which makes no sense to me whatsoever. But
so yeah, Will Ospreay's winning. Finally, it's gonna be good. One hell of a match though. There's gonna be bloodshed and tears.
so the question is: are you only calling this because you're an Ospreay fanboy, or do you actually believe 100% he can win?
Next question.
No, it's a fair question. No, it's a fair question.
Yes and yes.
Okay,
Because
I
he
can
deserved it.
actually understand Hangman winning this too, but Ospreay, I feel like has been in the main event of All In since last year. I feel like he's been destined for this since last year. So I do agree with you. I was just asking the question.
He finally does deserve this because, to be honest, he's been kind of screwed recently.
So, and this is he's been awesome. Like that promo on Wednesday was one of the best things I've ever seen on Dynamite. Him and Paige going back and forth, one of the best things I've seen on Dynamite. So, well done. They filled up 25 minutes and nobody argued with it. There was a 25-minute promo to open up Dynamite and nobody complained.
And that
says so much to me.
That's how you do a promo. No one fucking complains.
Yeah, that says so much to me. But yeah, so Ospreay Mox, All In main event. That's what we're going with. All right. Well, that is Double or Nothing tonight on pay-per-view and on Amazon Prime is where I bought it this time.
Mox, John Lee, and Oi was split.
Bruv.
That's it. It's Moon, Joxy, and Bruv.
Sick of all these sleepless nights.
So we're gonna close it out with the brand new Sky Daddy. It's the best part of the story. The best part of the story. By the way, Sky Daddy is charting. She's been charting lately, which is a big deal. And she's actually been putting up. She's hearing her songs on the radio now, like on actual radio, not just like Sirius. It's actual radio. That's pretty cool. But anyway, it's actually fun watching her grow. So anyway, we're gonna close with this. Her new single that popped up on my Spotify like 2 days ago. I was like, oh, I know we're closing the show with. So, all right, let me do these. Fuck. Go find us on all platforms at Generation Evolution 00. I actually just went in and I cleaned up our Substack a little bit, and there's gonna be show notes and music notes and all that kind of stuff over there. So
Please do not forget the 00.
It's important. And go find us on all platforms. I'll put the link up. I'll put the link of our Substack in the description of the show. Find us on YouTube, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts and on iHeartRadio. Also, I forgot to put the graphic on Adventure on there too. And comment and rating and review. Christian, go.
Follow me on the Villain Zane right at the Villain Zane 627 on YouTube. I'll be streaming later. It's gonna be fun. Please stop by and hopefully I do not sound like a dying animal.
Also, make sure you go answer our question of the week, which is Christian.
Your favorite big word to use when you really want to sound smart.
There you go. All right.
Cali pressure that used to be out of coaches.
Ironically, I did use the Broadway version for the promotional video for that question.
Oh, that's amazing.
Because they spell it out and everything.
That's actually amazing.
So, all right. That being said, let's get out of here. Thank you all for being back on Thursday to look back at this crazy week of wrestling and anything else that goes down. Because WWE is going to keep being in Tampa. So it's going to be in Tampa until Tuesday. So, all right. That being said, thank you all for listening to the show and dealing with someone being sick today. Hopefully, it's feeling better by Thursday. And we're wrapping up the school year when we come back on Thursday. So, this guy here, you've been watching the Generation Evolution. I'm like,
I'm Christian.
have a good day, everybody.
Bye.
Your friends don't wanna be the enemy no more. My dark side, she tries to get, she always comes to my defense, so I don't ever have to worry. It's the best part of the story. Can we get to the good part? Good part. Life should never.
Thank you so very much. Goodbye. Mwah, and good night.